だ。
Hey, have you ever had emotional damage from an animated character before? Yeah, me neither. My name's Zero. I wasn't planning on making a video about Gojo, but then I saw that panel. You know the one. I'm expecting great things from you. And I just sat there, staring at it. Because it didn't feel like a character speaking to another. It felt like a goodbye, a passing of the torch. Like he was speaking to me. Maybe that's the point.
I want you to be a bit more forward thinking. Yuji.
Satoru Gojo was the strongest. And that was the problem. Because when you're the strongest, the world stops moving. Time freezes. Struggle dies. And without struggle, there is no growth. Gojo was a safety net, a guardian, a shield. And when he was around, everyone felt like things were going to be okay. But he didn't want to be worshipped. He wanted to be surpassed. And no one surpasses a god while he is still standing.
But if this is where I bow out, there'll be a point where you guys go further than I ever did.
He wasn't being humble. He was finally being honest. Gojo knew he'd become a wall, an impossible standard. The answer to every question, the solution to every problem.
I can't fight anymore.
The world bent around him. Because when Gojo is alive, no one else gets to fight fate. Stillness is divine, but stillness is also death. And Gojo, he chose life. Not his own, theirs.
I am you.
Without Gojo, the Jujutsu world is in chaos. Broken. Dying. But now it can change. Now it has to. He told them to forget him. Not because he was ashamed, but because he knew. If they held on to him too tightly, they'd never become who they were meant to be.
I think there should be at least one among you who forgets about me and develops strength completely different from my own.
Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is step aside. To be the wall they break through, not the hand that holds them back.
I'm expecting great things from you. Got that, Yuji?
So forget Satoru Gojo. Not because we don't love him, but because he loved us enough to let us go, to adapt, to evolve, to become something more. I've seen so many stories where power is taken. But this was different. Gojo didn't lose power. He released it. And when I saw that, I didn't think of him like a hero. I thought of him like someone I knew. Someone I was scared to become. Gojo smiled as he died. Because it wasn't about winning. It was about arriving at his limit, at something finally truly greater than himself. And in that death, he became human again.
This is confidence. Confidence I've never had before.
That was the moment he was free. Free from perfection, from responsibility, from holding the world together. He was a child who became a god too fast. He carried everyone else's future in his hands before he even had a past of his own. To be strong enough to stop everything means you're always the one holding back. Even when no one holds you, he failed to save the one person he couldn't beat, and lost the one person he truly loved. The world took his heart and gave him strength in return. A fair trade for a god, a cruel one for a man. I used to think Gojo's power was the coolest thing about him. Now I think it was one of the saddest. Because the more he held up the world, the more he disappeared underneath it. But now, that man is gone, and we're left with his legacy. Not a symbol of invincibility, but of sacrifice. And in that chaos, we find freedom. Freedom to hurt, to hate, to heal, to grow. Because Gojo is no longer the answer. He is the question that must be surpassed. He wasn't a blueprint. He wasn't a finish line. He was just a man who wanted us to go further than he ever could. So don't live in his shadow. Find the shape of your own soul. Forget Satoru Gojo. Not because he's gone, because you were made to surpass.
Trying to get strong. Strong enough to keep up with me.
I'm expecting great things from you.